Did you guys know that in Greek mythology, Hercules actually brutally unalives Megara and their 3 kids? Yeah, you heard me right. It's not the cute story Disney wants you to believe. As per usual, Disney took a pretty gruesome tale and spun it into something really cute for kids. Let's get into it. Alright, so backstory. This is Zeus and that is Hera. In Greek mythology, they're basically the king and queen of all the gods. And let's just say, Zeus is not only a big fat cheer pumpkin eater, he is also a creep, and you're gonna see why in a couple seconds. He constantly stepped out on Hera. Constantly. She was never enough for him. So naturally, she became very bitter, jealous, and she would let that overtake her, to the point where she would do some pretty nasty things. Now, Zeus came across a beautiful woman named Alcmene, I think that's how you pronounce it, Alcmene, and she was a mortal woman, and also married. But do you think Zeus cared about that? Of course he didn't. And he also apparently didn't know what the word consent was. He then proceeds to use his powers to shapeshift into Alcmene's husband and then sleep with her. And you guessed it, impregnated her, therefore making this child a demigod. Now, when Hera got wind of this, she was absolutely beside herself. She was furious, and she also wanted this child unalive. Why it's the child's fault? I don't know. But I low-key feel like Alcmene was being a little saucy because she named her child Hercules, which means the greatest gift from Hera. And in T language, that sounds like, yeah, girl, you can keep your man and he put a baby in me. So now I'm gonna name my child something that's gonna remind you forever that your husband doesn't love you. Oh, she did not have to do all that. She really didn't. So now at this point, determined to unalive this little boy, she sent 2 snakes to strangle him in his sleep. But to no avail because of course he had super strength and ended up just unaliving snakes. At this point, as Hercules grew into a mighty warrior, Hera kind of gave up on her conquest to take him out. Until Hercules helped Creon, the king of Thebes, drive out these evil people called the Minions, I don't know, tomato. And to show his gratitude, he offered Hercules his eldest daughter, Megara. Saying offered like she's a piece of cattle is, yeah. Anyway, I digress. They ended up having 3 strong, beautiful little boys. And as you guys know, in that time period, boys were everything. So the fact that she had 3 sons, he basically worshipped the ground that she walked on. Hercules was living his best life. He was living like Larry. At that point, Hera sensed, she sniffed his happiness from the sky in Mount Olympus and said, oh, you thought that I forgot? I didn't. So she got into Hercules' head, put a spell on him so that he would brutally unalive his wife and 3 sons. So when Hercules came to, he was freaking devastated and determined to make himself suffer for what he did. What happens next is crazy, but I'm gonna have to make y'all wait for a part 2 because this video is already 3 minutes. As always, make sure you guys like and follow and comment down below if you want a part 2. Hercules got exactly what he deserved at the end of the story. If you guys aren't sure about what we're talking about, click the comment above and it'll take you to part 1 of this so you can catch up, because we're gonna keep it moving. So basically, after Hercules unalived his whole family, he was distraught, he was beside himself, and wanted to punish himself for what he did. He then traveled to Delphi to seek the advice of Apollo, another son of Zeus, and ask what he should do for his evil soul. Even though low-key, I don't feel like his soul was evil because it was mind control, so I don't think he can blame himself. But at least, at least he felt bad about it. Because with the track record of the men in these stories, there's not much hope. Anyway, Apollo basically sentences Hercules to 12 labors, which is way too much to get into, so you'd have to look that up on Google. He's basically just given a bunch of grueling tasks that took years of his life as like a self-punishment, atonement kind of thing. So once he finished the 12 labors, Apollo had promised that he would have immortal life on Mount Olympus. He lied. Before he did that, he would have to help Zeus defeat the giants and also save some lady from Troy, I think she was a princess, from a sea monster. After years of not being on Mount Olympus, he finally just gave up and was like, alright, let me remarry. And it wasn't to Meg. Actually remarried to a beautiful woman named Dainara, I think that's how you pronounce it. And her name literally means destroyer of men, or destroyer of her husband. Yeah. One day, as he returns home from what would have been his last battle, Dainara had a cloak for him, and she had put this little balm in there, which was supposed to put a spell on him so that he would always be in love with her. But it ended up turning out to be poison that would burn his skin off. So as Hercules is burning, she's freaking out. And he thought at this point, yeah, it's over for me. I did all this for nothing. My wife really is the destroyer of her husband. But while this was happening, Hera finally looked down from Mount Olympus and said, you know what? He's suffered enough. So Zeus sent Athena down to save Hercules, and she brought him back up to Mount Olympus on her chariot, and they lived happily ever after. So that's what I mean by Hercules got what he deserved, because man, this man could not catch a break. Yeah. As always, guys, make sure you like and follow and comment down below what you want me to talk about next.
The legend behind Mulan has me shook. It has got to be one of the darkest endings I've covered on my page. Let's get straight into it, guys. So in one of the versions of the legend of Mulan, after she saves all of China and she's revealed to be a woman, she ends up becoming best friends with the emperor's daughter. Now, the real emperor's daughter is nothing like these three. She did not want to be like other girls. She was that girl and she knew it. So for the longest, they were two powerful women just living their best life until the king was defeated. And the people that defeated them, assuming, let's just say the Huns, since that was the antagonist of the movie. So the Huns order Mulan and the emperor's daughter to be unalived. Miraculously enough, they end up escaping and Mulan flees to her hometown, where she actually finds that her dad had passed away and her mom remarried. So now that her identity as a woman is revealed, she is in grave danger. She's on the run for longer until she's finally caught. And at this point, because Mulan is so beautiful, instead of unaliving her, they order her to be a concubine. I am not able to explain what that is, so you're gonna have to look it up. It's not good. Now to Mulan, like most women, that is a fate worse than death for her. So in her eyes, it was more dignifying for her to go out her own way, and she ends up committing. So yeah, at the end, Mulan unalives herself. That broke my inner child's heart because I love Mulan. It's literally my favorite Disney movie. I have watched it religiously. But yeah, guys, that is the origin. It's probably the saddest one that I have covered so far in all the Disney movies. As usual, make sure you like and follow and comment down below which one you want me to research next.